What's the stupidest reason someone ignored a safety warning? I warned a millionaire about something that would destroy him in 72 hours, and he accused me of trying to sabotage his biggest deal ever. The buyers were coming in exactly 72 hours with their 3 kids. I've been doing pest control for 10 years, and when I pushed my screwdriver against the main support beam in this $7 million mansion's basement, it went right through like pushing into wet cardboard. The termites had eaten everything from the inside out. The wood crumbled in my fingers like ash. I could hear them still chewing, thousands of them. This quiet clicking that made my skin crawl. The whole foundation was hollow. I stood there picturing this family walking through, maybe heading upstairs to see the master bedroom, and the whole thing coming down on them. My stomach twisted, but there was something else that felt off. The seller, Mr. Whitford, he needed this sale. You could feel it in the house. I ran upstairs to his office, my pulse racing because I knew how bad this was. He was on a conference call about the closing, and when I said it was urgent, he held up a finger for me to wait. He kept glancing at his phone like he was expecting something. I felt like an annoying kid interrupting the adults. This can't wait! He muted, looking annoyed. I showed him photos of the destroyed beams on my phone, and I watched his eyes barely flick to them for maybe half a second before going back to his call. His hand was trembling though. I walked around his desk and held the phone right in his face. I had to make him see this. Get away from me. The edge in his voice actually scared me a little. I stepped back, but I kept going. Told him about the family coming with children. He muted again with this smile that made my blood boil. Let me guess. For the right price, you can fix it quietly? 50,000? 100? I told him I'd do it for free. Just let me shore it up. He laughed, but it sounded weird, forced. I pulled out wood that turned to powder in my hand. He wouldn't even look at it. My voice was cracking when I told him if the house collapsed after he sold it, he'd go to prison. His face went white for a second before turning red. Are you threatening me? No, I'm trying to save lives. He grabbed his phone and called security while telling someone else I was trying to extort him. His voice cracked when he said it. This huge guy arrived and stood there making me feel 2 inches tall. I was shouting that people would die when security grabbed my arm. His grip hurt. As he dragged me out, Whitford followed, now claiming I was probably working with another buyer. The ceiling had a new crack, but I noticed something else that made everything click. There were boxes everywhere. Moving boxes. He was already packing to leave. I sat in my truck with my fists clenched and called the building department. Left a detailed message about the danger. Called the realtor next and told her the house would collapse. She hung up on me. When I called back, she threatened police action. I felt completely helpless. That night, I couldn't stay away. I drove past again. A neighbor was walking her dog. You hear that creaking from the Whitford place? She asked. Been going on for hours. Sounds like the house is groaning. I sat there all night watching, feeling sick. The sounds got louder. 3 days later, I was parked down the street when the buyers arrived. My chest tightened watching them walk inside with the realtor. Whitford pulled up 30 seconds later. He was actually smiling, walking toward the house like he'd already won. Then we all heard it. This massive crack like thunder. I watched Whitford's smile disappear as the mansion folded in on itself. The second floor dropped straight down. I heard screaming from inside. I ran toward the house as dust exploded everywhere. The mother stumbled out the front door with 2 kids, all covered in white dust and blood. The realtor crawled out behind them, her leg bent wrong, but the father was still inside. I could hear the mother screaming his name. The house was still settling, beams snapping like firecrackers. Whitford just stood there frozen on the sidewalk. The fire marshal called 2 days later. They'd found my voicemail, but then he told me something that made my jaw drop. They found my inspection report in Whitford's deleted emails. He'd gotten it, read it, and deleted it the same day I'd warned him. He knew and let them walk in anyway. The investigation went public. My phone started ringing nonstop. High-end realtors wanted the inspector who'd tried to prevent this. Last week, Whitford's lawyer called. Said they wanted to hire me as an expert witness for the defense. I almost laughed. My consulting fee? 50,000, I said. There was a long pause. Make it 100, to keep it quiet. The lawyer hung up without a word. The father had woken from his 6-week coma. He testified from his wheelchair. Whitford was looking at 20 years for attempted murder.